Greetings and welcome, my friends. This is Dot Suck. He likes fresh kitty litter, catnip, and balls of yarn. We get to start with a 3-lander that's got a double authority, a forge, and a courage. I like it. Keep your pants on. The courage has been an outstanding member of the team. It's performed rather well alongside a forge. Don't be afraid to get your hands on some if you play enough red and need a way to give your men haste. It's time for our forge. Let's play it out and start chipping away at their life total. The plan is to play out the courage on our next turn and start taking out chunks of life. They are a beanstalk, bro, for their sakes. I hope they brought something more than ramp. The courage will up the damage our tokens dish out when they go in for face slaps. The opponent better hurry up and get some men down. They brought a deck that doesn't do anything until turn 12. Rip opponent. We draw a second forge, and that's going to seal the deal unless they have multiple removals. They probably forgot to include cards that are less than 5 mana in their deck. Oopsie poopsie, bro. Also, GG's. Yeah, Tharhi blows. This is Azrael. He likes walking the plank and getting hit for damages. You've come to the right place, bro. We get an all-white 3-lander with double Hive, an authority, and a banner. We get to curve out nicely this game and we go first. GG's opponent. All right, the first Hive is coming down. We'll get our first lad on our next turn, and beatings to follow soon after. They're a beans player too. Hopefully they brought more than beans and ramp, because that's not going to do well against our lads. We'll play the other Hive before they can mount a defense. The earlier we get it down, the more lads we'll have by the time we drop the banner. They get a Smelf down. It looks like they kept a Shuffler special and didn't Smelf it up on their first turn. The Shuffler hates you for playing beans and ramp, bro. I kind of wanted to save the Mirrex in case we draw a courage and need double red, but we also have the Fountainport to make a treasure. And in the meantime, the Mirrex can help by pumping out more lads. The opponent is starting to realize he probably should have included more men in his beans and ramp deck. Time to go fix that pile, bro. Also, GG's. Extra cheese. This is Blimey Zero In. She likes sexy pants and lads. Let's try not to disappoint. We get a 3-lander without any token generators other than the Mirrex. We do have double split up to clear out enemy men and a talent. The courage will have to wait for our token generation to show up. Keep. They're on mono red, apparently. This is not the best hand to be up against mono red with, but we'll do the best we can. Luckily, we do have a pair of Fabled Passage to make sure we get the right colors. Double white will be critical, and we also have a Mirrex that can tap for any color the turn we play it out. Well, they didn't miss a beat. They've got a loaded board that could really use a split up to erase their early advantage. This time around, we'll grab at least one red On our next turn, we can drop the Mirrex for the double white. They kept a shuffler special, and the pump is all they got for us this turn. I hope they like sweepers. We draw a plains, which lets us hold off on playing Mirrex until later. Let's clear out the mono-red team. Pack your bags, ladies. We will be smelling you later. They bust out more pain, which is completely expected. Too bad they didn't play this guy out on their last turn. And they add a shock as well. Truly shocking. We'll get our second red this turn and play out the courage. He'll hold the line against 2 land red, hopefully. They play out a hasty guy, but they're still stuck on 2 lands. Sucks to be mono-red a lot of the time. Hold on, if we play out the banner, we can follow it up with the second split up. Taking out their 1 guy means they likely won't be able to play 2 men on the same turn. If we can hold them down to only 1 guy, we've got a chance. They count their lands and say, GG's. We didn't even get an authority which would have crushed their soul. GG's. This is Ma the QB. Someone's mother is out there tossing the ball. Nice. We get a 3-lander with double case, a split up, and a forge. This will be fine. Keep your pants on. We'll play out the Battlefield Forge first. It's painful colored mana, but we'll get the life back when we make Forge tokens and have double case in play. Double Mirrex now is kind of nice. We can generate Forge tokens and lads for extra face slaps. They play out a Silex, nice and all, but we're going to forge ahead with our battle plan. They even play Blast Zone. This opponent does not like opposing permanents. That's too bad because we aim to get token men in play on an every turn basis. Lucky for us, we keep drawing lands and not additional pressure. That's fine, as we have enough to be able to make a lad at the end of their turn. They get another Blast Zone. I get the feeling this person was traumatized by someone in a previous game. They nuke the board for 1, but let's make a lad before our cases go away. We got Land Shuffler. Something like a Courage would be kind of nice now. Let's get in for hits. Damages, bro. Damages. We cannot tell a lie, we saw that coming from a mile away. Our forge is gone, but our token-generating lands remain, and we even have more in hand. Shout out to the shuffler. They play out another Silex. It looks like we're up against the most control-y control deck ever made. I guess they have a kill 50 men quest, most likely. They have zero pressure on board, so we're not going to play anything out if we don't have to. It's tokens from here to Underverse come. They got us with the Silex, but those blast zones do squat against tokens. They had better have brought actual removals that hit artifact men. We drew a talent, but you know what, let's not play it out and keep producing, lads. I've seen these decks before, and they struggle with opposing token men. They add a counter to their useless blast zone. You're getting tokened, bro. Tokened every turn until we blow your mind. We draw another land, which in this case is fine because now we can activate both Mirrex. Let's get in there. Maybe they forgot to put on their sexy pants because Blot Out is not doing what they think it's gonna do. Let's make a lad, and it can take the fall. They fire off a second Blot Out, but that one will meet a fresh brand new lad also. Nice try. They fire off a deadly cover-up, but that too is fine. We weren't playing anything else out the rest of this game. All we need is to keep generating lads at the end of each of their turns. They took the forge, but even if we drew one, we wouldn't have played it out. It's all lads and sushi tokens once we have enough mana. We got an authority, but they might not even have any men. And if we play it out, we won't be able to make two lads, so let's hold tight. I didn't draw anything, bro. Your turn. We drew a Hive, but we don't need it. The lads are doing fine without any additional support. Let's get in there. That's a pricey removal to use on one token. Should have brought some stone rains. Their sexy pants must have exploded. They gotta go. Get out of town, Charlie Brown. It's Jill Ian in row E. Why are you playing from a stadium? You don't have a home. We get this one started with a 3-lander that's got an authority, a talent, a forge, and a wipe to take out all their blockers. I like it. Keep. Just when I thought our authority would have to wait until turn 2, we get a plains, and that makes things so much easier. We get another Fabled Passage, which is great. We can pull out a bunch of lands from our deck, and hopefully draw less lands over time. They got a turn 1 tiny bones, but our forge will quickly catch up to the damage they've done to us. It is potential game-ending pressure if they can't get rid of it. This will be a talent turn. We can play it out and start getting some extra card draw for the forge token we generate every turn. We could copy the forge token, but it's still rather small. Let's hold off and play out our second authority. I guess we have to explain to the shuffler that we're supposed to be drawing less lands. A prank? That's going to hurt them more than it's going to hurt us. We have card draw. They do not. Plus, we're tossing lands anyways. It's not like we have anything good in hand. We're going to need a second red at some point for a courage, so let's keep the Fabled Passage. What did I tell you? That's a courage coming in for us this turn. This dog will amplify the pain we're dishing out. Get wrecked, mate? We draw a second talent, and we will start to snowball out of their control. They play out a Terminator, but luckily it enters tapped. Using our split up to take it out is completely fine, as we definitely don't want to see it untapped. Let's send in the team. Everyone goes in for hits. Damages, bro. Damages. Sure, they can block the courage, but that's 9 trample and even more next time we turn our men sideways. That's GG's. Even if they have a blocker to play out, it enters tapped. Good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the shark man bite. This is Ryu from Street Fighter fame. No, wait, it's his cousin Rui. You got a hot hand. We get the shuffler special for this one, but luckily we do curve out rather nicely as long as we draw a third land. Authority into Hive into talent or the forge if we get red. Keep your pants on. We drew a Fabled Passage, which will get us a third land, but our turn 3 play will be delayed. That's fine. What matters is the third land to drop talent or the forge. They go all doll maker on us. While they work on making some dolls, we'll be tacking on poison. Our third turn play will be a case that will negate the damage from the lads when they pop out of the hive. We'll use the passage to get a mountain. We'll likely want to get the forge going since it takes a while for it to build up. They play out an Innocence, which has lifelink, and we'll get them extra cards. This is going to get a touch more difficult if they start raining down men on us. I was going to go Forge, but I think we need to amp up our lads. Let's get a banner down, plus we need more mana since we're not drawing a ton of lands like in previous games. They follow up their Pride Mate with a Sheltered by Ghosts. I still think it's an awful card. Don't hate me, boys. All right, this time we have to go Forge. Let's get it rolling. Another Sheltered by Ghosts. They're really leaning into that card a bit too much. Just use regular removals. That Pride Mate has gotten beefy. With all their men tapped, all we need is one of our wipes. Get out of here. What timing? Pack your bags, ladies. Free trips to Chomp City are coming up. Get gone, girls. They play an authority on us, but it might be too late. Sure, it stops the Forge tokens, but our lads are free to get in there for the moment. How about useless equipment for 300 Alex? We finally get another land, and that gives us enough to play out our second banner along with a talent. At least the Forge tokens will get us card draw, if they can't get us more damages. They need some removal. It's too late for blockers now. Any men they play out will be useless. This could be your last turn, bro. What have you got? Just passing the turn. Yeah, that's totally legit. Removals, or the lads slap face to end the game. They had nothing, apparently. GG's, extra cheese. This is you, Ducky. Yes, bro. I'm Ducky. How did you know? We get a 3-lander that is all support and no ammo. We do have a Mirrex. It's going to have to win us the game. Keep your hopes up. It's a double case turn. Let's drop them like they're hot potatoes. Let's go for the banner here. If they have a counter, I'd rather lose the banner than the talent. The talent will be drawing us cards in the near future. They're really thinking about this one. Let's turn the lights off to help them see things better. We get it down finally. There's really only one thing to name here. I'm very sure they have a counter, so let's hold off on playing anything for the moment. We'll make a lad token at the end of their turn. Well, Surprise, surprise, they're more like a creature-based Esper deck. Sure, bro. All yours. They hit us for 2, but we're gonna gain that life right back with our first token. Let's get in there for damages. Did they bring removals? They fire off an edict to take out our token, but we'll let it go. They just tap themselves out. Oopsie poopsie, bro. We'll play out the talent, and then follow it up with the forge. Their counterspell will have to wait for a different game. It's another tough decision. Throw it in the grave, or put some pants on. Which is it gonna be, bro? They toss out their blue removal. They're trying to get in for damages, but then turn opposing men into food tokens. There are better ways, especially in Esper colors. We draw a Hive, but we also know they have a counter. We could try the split up first, but if it's a tax counter like I think it is, we should lead with the Hive. We get the Hive down, but there is a hitch. They do have something. Let's go to our attack, and that's when they spring their surprise. We'll have to skip this attack, but there will be hell to pay when we untap next. They play out an enchantment removal. At least it's not a sheltered by ghosts. Let's make a lad token, draw a card, and gain some life. That broke their will. Get out of town, Charlie Brown. GG's. And that, my friends, is another satisfied customer.